Hi, my name is Tim Gruver and I'm a writer with Arts and Leisure. Today we're going to be learning how to fold a origami flapping bird. Origami is the traditional art of paper folding that has thousands of years history that dates back to Europe, China, Korea, and Japan. All you need is just a simple, perfectly square piece of paper. Now to start with folding our bird base, you're going to want to have the colored side of the kami paper facing up. What you're going to do first is take the paper, fold it in halves. So you fold it, then you're going to do it again on the other side. Now you're going to do it twice more, going diagonally. So it comes all the way down and forms a perfect pyramid shape. Now we should have the kami paper folded diagonally and horizontally and vertically. Now what we're going to be doing is making a square base that should be the core foundation of our bird. And we're going to be taking two corners here and bringing them to the bottom corner here to get the square fold. It's going to be awfully tricky and you want to make sure that it lines up. And there, we should have our square with these little flaps in the middle that will eventually become our wings. These two that will become the head and tail. Now from there, you're going to be doing a setup for what is going to be a petal fold by taking these two ends right here and folding them like two ends of a kite. You want to make sure to smooth them over so that they are straight in line with a very subtle crease just going right down the middle. So there you have it on this side, and origami is all about symmetry, so you want to be doing the same thing on the other side. When you have it done, you should have a little paper arrowhead shaped like a kite with a triangle going down this way. Now we're going to complete our petal folds by opening up these two flaps. So that it opens like a little Venus flytrap. And then we do a reverse fold that folds it inside of itself. Much like the folds on the outside, you want to make sure that they're lining up with the straight crease that's running down the middle of the paper. The kami paper is particularly more sensitive than notebook paper, and being a lot thinner, you definitely want to make sure that you don't want to make any tears in this particular fold. Now it should look like a mirror image of itself from top to bottom. And as we did before, we'll want to do the same thing on the other side. Opening up, fold, and then folding the insides of it. Now, we should have the two ends that are eventually going to become our wings, and we can see the back of the bird that's going to form the spine. Now folding them up, we should have the same kite shape that we had before, except we'll have 4 folds on every side. Now from here, we have our completed bird base that can become a variety of birds, crows, swans, cranes, But for the flapping bird, it's arguably the easiest out of all of them. We only have a few steps left to make, and that should start with taking the two end flaps, or your wings, and then deciding which end is going to be the space that forms your head and the tail. Now everything's symmetrical, so it arguably doesn't matter which, but I'm going to make a head on this right side by taking this little flap here and folding it inside of itself, just like we did with the petal fold. Opening this up and flattening it out so it's a lot smoother, and forming what will be the neck. Now notice how I put it at an angle, because it's going to try to jut outward. Then gently squeeze the insides to make sure everything's lining up properly and symmetrically. And gently folding it so that it's all smooth and lined out. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. Now at this point, we should have the bird mostly done. When you fold the wings upward, it should look like a little crown of sorts. Now, at this point, the biggest sign that you're making progress should be that if you look at the bottom of it, the two flaps that we folded inside the bird should have what make tiny little feet of sorts as a standee, so that you can put your bird on flat surfaces and probably won't fall over. They should be roughly the same size and be big enough that you can jut out and be able to sit on a notebook paper. Now as for forming the head, it's a very simple process of just taking the flap and once again folding it inside itself, and only taking the small tip of it, since it will take up a lot of space, and aiming it downward so that it forms your head. And there you can see the beak and what remains of the neck. You can make it a flat top bird if you want. I will fold it inward. You can even draw eyes on it if you want. Now, our bird should be about 99% done, but the important thing for the flapping bird is that you want its wings to jut towards the head wherever it might be. So in this case, I will make sure that I take the two wings and pull them upward, and then fold them diagonally so that they go to my right or your left. You want to leave plenty of space for the rest of the wings. The joint, but it folds at an angle. And from there, we have our completed bird. Now, unlike the crane or the crow, the flapping bird does exactly that. It flaps. It's a lot more interactive than its peers, and what you can do from there is to take the tail that you folded and you pull on it gently and holding on to the feet in the front below the head, and you should be able to lift the wings up just a skosh, be able to flap it, and it will move just like that. And you'll have your origami ready to take off. And there you have it. That is the Origami Flapping Bird.